Hey, just Tim here today. I decided that was right now. I'm sure it will change. But right now, that was the best way forward for myself. That this, in a way, as much as it being my approach to the invisible people, to you guys, that it's part of my way of processing this, because this is an outlet for me, an opportunity to sit and focus and bring my experiences into line for myself and make some sort of a record, in a sense, and a way to reach out to you. It's like I said in the last one, it is very personal. So I will be personal today. It's just Tim. I want to bring you a little bit up to date with what's going on with Tim, with me. But also try and distill this game, this understanding, this awareness, distill it somehow down to a far simpler form. Even though approaching the infinite as much as the approach may be simple, the experience is not. And why would it be? You know, you can't know the infinite, the very nature, but you can experience it. And that is an experience of a lifetime. But in that lifetime, there are snapshots, there are days. Last night, I had dreams and then experiences that show me, that inform me, if I have the awareness to, I don't know, goodness, like I say, experience the infinite. What is the infinite trying to show me and tell me and inform me about? Then becomes Tim's daytime persona and memory of those instances, of those experiences, to attempt to find some learning in that. And this very sharing with you is an attempt to touch base, not to mess with your personal experience, because this is the infinite we're dealing with. So you must maintain your individual experience that you have gone through, are going through, or will go through. I think for people open to this, it's getting towards unavoidable now. And I just want to spend time with you. And I find a frustration in that. because Tim's daytime person, and the whole thing. I'm desperate for some simple interaction with people on the same page. I find you in abstract ways. I reach out. And yet this mirror still seems to exist. This screen right now is the mirror. I know that you are there, including the wild bird, by the way. I know you're there, and it teaches me. It teaches me to stand strong in the walking of this life. That of course, it is not just on a plate. What does Tim think he's going to find that he hasn't found already? That truly to accept heaven is accepting existence as it is. The unfolding that takes place in front of me. A part of me wants to share with you. And yet it is my unique perspective, as it is your unique perspective. This is a massive part of the understanding for me, that to accept as is exactly that. That every individual I may one day have the pleasure to interact here with. I am learning to accept exactly as is. That every expression of this divine creation is as valid as the next, regardless of Tim's or anyone else's judgments. The diversity of cultures on this planet shows that the only way for us to experience heaven on earth is to accept each other in that same way. Of course it is. Throughout the ages, the enlightened in tribes and civilizations have known just this. And then we end up in a game within the matrix where it seems not possible. But I know we're at the most stunning point where that very limitation is gone, or can be gone. That we can honestly look around and see that heaven is here in the most beautiful way, in this kind of hidden aspect that you feel from within, that your ego may look at and go, no, they're talking shit, or that's evil, or this is that. Then that is not the part that I or anyone else can look with to see this heaven. That truly it is a joint acceptance. And the tipping point has passed. We are now all capable of seeing beyond this illusion, of seeing beyond the division. We've got this. I know it with every fibre. And I know there are more people on this planet than ever before knowing exactly what I'm talking about. And so I just want to keep up with them, you know. I want to keep up with you guys. Talking about you guys. This morning I had an experience where I was with Nick Smiles. I talked about him in my story. A character from my life. How you doing, Nick? I was with you, and it's like my daytime mind would doubt that I was. You, Nick, may or may not have been aware of it. I understand that the dimensions that one is capable of entering may mean that you weren't. But I want to tell you, Nick, I was with you. It was an odd experience. And I'm trying to work out what it meant. But what it did mean is one thing my heart's jumping for, is I'm closer to you. And you are a particular character in my story that I long to see. And I hope you're all right. I know you're all right. And it was a pleasure. Through the night, it also showed me, and I will be honest, that the approach to this infinite, let me use the analogy of surfing. You go surfing. And all surfers, I think, will agree with this. You're on the ball. Obviously, if you practice a lot, you up your game and you learn. What you throw at the ocean in your attempt to surf, what you throw at will always be mirrored back. A sense of surrender, fluidity, desire, but with that fluid respect always brings the best results. You go out there, try getting angry with waves, just try it. Try that, any surfers will know, respect due. You try going surfing when you're undernourished or under-equipped, feeling depleted in some way. It will reflect that back at you. And I felt last night was that reflection, that some of the dreams I had and then the experiences were very much that it is always trying to reflect without judgment, but with very honest reflection. So, what do I learn? The same as with surfing, that my approach must be clear, kind of serious, even though it's playful, but it must be sincere. and that it will show me where perhaps I am lacking, where I'm not applying myself enough or completely. You know, I said, I pledge my life to this unfolding. That's a pledge I took many years ago in my own way. And it is a pledge that has been brought to the table of my life. I must continue. There is no choice. Because it is quite simply the guiding light of my life. That to take the experiences I have, the messages I receive, the inspiration I receive, and learn. It's not about trying to outdo yourself, or, you know, this is not about becoming a multi-millionaire. This isn't those things of self-development to become a super powerful whatever in either money or business. I'm not knocking those things. But for me personally, that's an offshoot of the same energy. And that may or may not cause you a plethora of problems. It has to be heart-driven. I completely believe that Infinite wants us to be abundant, generous, and loving. But if you just take the abundant part and tread on a load of people on your way up, you've taken an offshoot. So I'm really aware in my kind of life that I don't ever want to put any down for my uplifting. Simple as that. I want to rise. I want to ascend. But on the Infinite's terms, which at times takes the real of there is surrender. And there are days where I am desperate to achieve, to feel some validity, or I don't know. But I just wanted to, you know, like I say, this is just Tim speaking. I want to bring up to date what's Tim's doing. Oh, by the way, he's going there tomorrow, he hopes. Haven't been surfing for quite a long time, so know what that often means. But hopefully, I've got my car on the road, so there's a big plus. And I'm gonna have a surf, I hope, tomorrow. I've got some juggling work. So any, 23rd, 4th and 5th. Today's the 16th, by the way, September 2022. 23rd, 4th and 5th. Any champions want to learn some juggling? Gonna be in Tavira at the Festa de Juventude. It's through the evenings in Tavira, easy to find, gonna be there. So any champions fancy just coming and learning a bit of juggling? Because for me, crikey, I'm looking forward to it. Because I have not done any juggling work, and this is like my work for years. I missed it these last 3 summers. You know, my summers were just full of it. Full, you know, where I just get such a buzz from doing the shows, and then the workshops after all these kids and the parents. You know, it used to be just mad. It was often the dads. The kids would be off having their pizzas or whatever else, and the dad would be there with his spinning plate going, I'm bloody well going to get it. So the interaction I've had the pleasure of having through juggling has been stunning. So, any champions to Vera, 23rd, 4th and 5th? Just in case there's any invisible champions. If anyone's ever going to talk to Tim, or if Tim's going to be stuck in his own bubble for the rest of his life. Talking about bubbles, a little reach out here to Owen McCarthy. When I was a child, we were I must have been 4 or 5. Went to an event, and my favourite person. We came back in a van, you know, bunch of hippies. There we are in the van. Owen told me a story. And I remember it, Owen. It was a good story. He was very good at telling a story. He probably helped pass the time in the van, having a kid to talk to. Everyone else had crashed out. And he told me this lovely story. And I was the hero. Tim was the hero of the story. And it just exploded my imagination. And that's why it's so important how we deal with our children. I told me this whole story. And a big part of the story was me being able to get in bubbles and fly. Now, judging by the recent experiences I'd say that story took root, Owen. So I want to thank you for that story. And use it to illustrate how important it is for our children to dream. To be allowed to dream, encouraged to dream. That young mind, that young soul, that young whatever it is on a different wavelength. And so capable of taking on a dream. That's why heroes in sports, in all sorts of things, is so powerful to the youngsters. And it's something we must be aware of. Because on the negative aspect, just imagine how devastating it is to that young heart, soul, mind. And that is our responsibility as human beings. You know, these guys, these youngsters now are the most fortunate beings ever. This is not a joke. This is meant to be so. Because they give us more hope than we can ever dream of. Crikey. There's older people. I mean, be nice to them, guys. Be nice to them. They'll look after us. We'll have these beautiful sunshine old people homes where we can all dream. So let's be nice to the kids. Come on. This is their place. And they have the ability to dream beyond us. And yet we also maintain that. You know, an approach, if you like, to the infinite. To have the heart of a child and the stillness of a tree. It says a lot. We all have that ability. I got a message yesterday, I think, from a certain avenue that I respect and have benefited from listening to this particular message. The title was "I Will Not Judge You," but got me a bit worried. But then I went on to listen. And it pointed out that silence is beautiful, but taken too far can become a block in my ability to express myself. It went on to point out, what seeds do you plant in your garden? Are they ones of positivity, abundance and love? Or are they ones of negativity and lack? Of course, the human mind is capable of doing both of those things. And it's what tone you have set that will dictate that. So I took that lesson. I enjoyed that lesson. And this today comes from that as a real desire to plant seeds of that positivity for myself in this beautiful story. So I want to plant seeds of positivity, love and abundance for all. And I want to water that garden with this continued nurturing. That no, I could say a lot more, but what am I waiting for? Some sort of, hey, we're listening. I don't know what the universe has in store for me. If I'm going to be kept with this video call. But that doesn't mean I will stop. My courage to continue is very important. The momentum I wish to exist in is highly important. So love, universal love, for all expressions of ourselves. This is where we truly understand we're one, and where I must not judge. Something Austin forgot the other day, because he's a bit of a prick. Sorry, Austin, you've given me a few things. Austin didn't think of it, but of course Tim does. Was my condolences to the family of Her Royal Majesty Queen Elizabeth II. Someone who's featured in my life. I wouldn't say I'm a royalist because I was brought up a hippie, but that's not saying anything. I've always had a silent respect that has grown. I don't care about all the other ideas. I want to reach out today with my love and support. King Charles III. Big up Charles, I say. The wisdom in this man. The wisdom in his DNA. The love you've had for nature, Charles. Bring it out now. We need every ounce of it for the children. Talking to the children, William, Harry, hi guys. Kate, Megan. Sorry, Harry, but kind of like Megan. I like suits, you see. Like I'm just talking to myself. No, look. My condolences, seriously. Being a serious guy. I really hope to meet your mum. It's all gonna be okay, you know, if we hold on, everyone. We've got this. A little shout out as well to a certain song, top of my charts at the moment. Why? By Elevation Worship. You got me, girls. Harmonies in that song. Anyway, that was just Tim here for a bit, trying to reach out to the invisible people. Can you please be visible soon? Because why not?